Jean Eliza Tierney was born on November 19, 1920, in Brooklyn, New York, into a well-to-do family. Her father, Howard Tierney, was a successful insurance broker, and her mother, Belle, a former physical education teacher, raised Jean and her two siblings in comfort. As a child, Jean was bright and artistic, attending prestigious schools like St. Margaret's in Connecticut, and later studying in Switzerland. Her early life hinted little at the dramatic turns it would take, but her striking beauty, emerald eyes, high cheekbones, and a delicate yet captivating presence set her on a path toward stardom. Tierney's entry into acting wasn't planned. At 17, during a family trip to California, she visited Warner Brothers Studios, where a director noticed her and suggested a screen test. Her parents disapproved, wanting her to pursue a more conventional life, but Jean's determination won out. By 1938, she debuted on Broadway in a small role in The Primrose Path, earning praise for her poise. Hollywood soon called, and in 1940, she signed with 20th Century Fox. Her film debut came that year in The Return of Frank James, opposite Henry Fonda, where her ethereal beauty stole scenes despite her inexperience. Her breakout role arrived in 1944 with Laura, a film noir masterpiece directed by Otto Preminger. Playing the enigmatic Laura Hunt, Tierney became an overnight sensation. The movie's haunting portrait of her, painted for the film, immortalized her as a symbol of unattainable allure. Critics lauded her ability to blend vulnerability with mystery, and audiences were mesmerized. Laura remains her signature work, cementing her as one of the 1940s most iconic leading ladies. Tierney's career flourished with films like Heaven Can Wait, 1943, where she played a charming wife opposite Donna Mesha, and Leave Her to Heaven, 1945, a Technicolor thriller showcasing her as a chillingly obsessive femme fatale. The latter earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, proving she could handle complex, dark roles. Her versatility shone in The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, 1947, a romantic fantasy with Rex Harrison, and The Razor's Edge, 1946, where she held her own alongside Tyrone Power and Ann Baxter. But behind the glamour, Tierney's personal life was marked by heartbreak. In 1941, she married fashion designer Oleg Cassini, a union that produced two daughters, Antoinette Daria, born 1943, and Christina, born 1948. Tragedy struck early. During her pregnancy with Daria, Tierney contracted rubella from a fan at a Hollywood event. Daria was born with severe disabilities, partially blind, deaf, and intellectually impaired, a blow that haunted Tierney with guilt. The marriage faltered under the strain, ending in divorce in 1952, though they briefly reconciled earlier. Her mental health deteriorated in the 1950s. The pressures of fame, her daughter's condition, and a series of failed romances, including a high-profile affair with John F. Kennedy, who ended it due to political ambitions, pushed her into depression. She sought treatment, enduring electroshock therapy, which she later said damaged her memory. In 1957, at her lowest, she stood on a 14th-floor ledge contemplating suicide, but stepped back, later checking into a clinic for recovery. Her candor about these struggles in her 1979 memoir, Self-Portrait, made her a pioneer in destigmatizing mental illness. Tierney's later years saw a quieter life. She returned to acting sporadically, with roles in The Pleasure Seekers, 1964, and TV appearances, but largely retreated from the spotlight. In 1960, she married Texas oilman Howard Lee, finding stability until his death in 1981. A lifelong smoker, she was diagnosed with emphysema and passed away on November 6, 1991, just shy of her 71st birthday in Houston, Texas. Jean Tierney's legacy endures through her films and her resilience. She was a beauty who transcended the screen, yet her life was a tapestry of triumph and tragedy. Hollywood's golden girl who faced darkness with grace. Her story, from Brooklyn to the silver screen, remains a poignant chapter in cinema history.